Tonight from Talon Energy Stadium in Chester, Pennsylvania, the USA gets ready to take on Japan in the She Believes Cup. Welcome everyone to our coverage here on FS1 alongside Ali Wagner. I'm JP Dellacamera. What are you expecting tonight? Game one for the USA.
Well, with the consistency in the lineup, JP, with the starters and the roster, I think this is a squad that Jill Ellis is really looking to sharpen things up as they head to the World Cup 100 days out. Specifically, I'm looking at whether they can be more compact defensively. I thought against France, they were way too loose, and if they do that tonight against Japan and they can't body them up, throw tackles, they're going to suffer. Offensively, I think it's going to be about still dictating to Japan when they have the ball, because they're going to have majority of the possession and looking to hit them on the break and transition. We know the U.S. loves the vertical game, and I think that's an area they're going to focus on.
Moments ago, Alex Curry caught up with USA head coach Jill Ellis.
Coach, with the World Cup just 100 days away, what's the most important thing to get out of this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think also, first and foremost, it's a chance to play 3 world-class teams. You know, it's an opportunity for us to get valuable minutes for our core group on the pitch together. And then, you know, I think the final thing is, and that's why we put on these tournaments, is to be in a tournament format, you know, manage travel, recovery, minutes, you know, points, all those types of things. We want to, you know, have this be a dress rehearsal in a sense. So these things are very important for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Starting lineups presented by Volkswagen.
With Sauerbrunn not fully fit, Davidson will slide into that center back position, and it's a big test tonight for her and Dahlkemper. Both of them are going to be responsible for squeezing this team and keeping the defense compact. In front, with Lavelle sliding into that left side for Haran. Curious to see if she has to pick up the ball lower and whether or not she can get in more advanced positions and release Rapinoe, Morgan, and Heath, all of whom are looking for their first goal of this calendar year.
And for Japan, they'll present a different lineup than we saw the last year in Tournament of Nations.
And it's a mix of youth and experience. The experience comes in that back with Yamane. She's the most experienced goalkeeper, 23 caps. Communication between her and Kumagai will be interesting because Yamane hasn't been in for a year. In front of them with Sugita Matsubara, not experienced. 1 cap between the two of them. And they're the ones that have to really set free Hasegawa and Nakajima, the playmakers.
The USA and Japan met in each of the last 2 Women's World Cups. They start play tonight on a very cold night in Chester, Pennsylvania with the She Believes Cup on FS1. Come back with us.
Hey, how you doing? Phil, are you guys good with brakes?
We're okay.
Just okay?
We got a saying here. The brakes don't stop it, something will.
That's not a real saying.
It is around here. I wrote it.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G Evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Soccer is an equal opportunity teacher. It welcomes everyone and asks only that you love the game. This year, let's make soccer all about accessibility and inclusion for women, whether they're players, coaches, fans, or officials. One team, undefeatable, one goal. Volkswagen, presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
As someone in witness protection, I can't tell you anything about myself. But believe me, I'm not your average consumer. That's why I switched to Liberty Mutual. They customize my car insurance so I only pay for what I need. And as a man, or a woman, with very specific needs that I can't tell you about.
Mr. Landry?
Oh, no.
Hi, Mr. Landry.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's just 1 minute. Nico, it's just 1 raindrop.
It's just 1/10 from pole position. Just 1 second off first place.
No thanks. Come on, Nico, it's just 1 beer. I'm still driving.
This match on FS1 is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
A cold, windy night here at Talon Energy Stadium in Chester, Pennsylvania. How cold is it, Ali? Well, Japan starters put their big coats on right after the national anthem.
I don't know. What does that say about their mentality? You didn't see the U.S. players doing it.
It was only for a few minutes, but they did it. They're in white tonight. USA will be in blue. We're moments away from the She Believes Cup. First game for the USA underway now. First of 3 games in 7 nights with travel. Big test for these nations. Right sideline, that's Pugh. 11 in blue. Right sideline, it's Tobin Heath leading it. Valerie Pugh running it to the end line. Try to cut it, but it's clear. U.S. will get it back. Kelly O'Hara, first game back since ankle surgery last fall. Good to see her back in the starting 11 and right back.
And interestingly enough, Davidson is stepping in midfield when they're building out.
Offside flag up on Alex Morgan. Played back to goal. Yamane, 6'2" in goal, plays in Spain for Betis. Kumagai, Japan's captain at back four, pretty steady. We've seen them for several years now. Some left side.
Some flexibility though with Samashima. Sometimes she's on the left back spot. Sometimes she's in center back tonight in that center back role. With Ariyoshi filling in the left back.
Ariyoshi will put it back into play. Samashima. Kumagai is to her right. She'll go the opposite way. Shimizu. U.S. getting it back. Almost picked off. It'll fall instead at Tobin Heath. Right side. Heath in the box, looking to cross it. Pulling it back. O'Hara calls for it. Heath 1v1 at the moment. Tobin plays for the Portland Thorns in NWSL. Plays it toward goal. Hit side netting, goal kick for Japan.
It's been a sharp start for the U.S. They've been on the front foot. It's that quick change of point that's released Tobin Heath on this near side. Most of the attack filtering down the right already.
Yamane was on this 2015 Women's World Cup team for Japan. She was not the starter though. She's #1 at least during the She Believes Cup. The other goalkeepers, no real experience. Yokoyama's pass ahead. The U.S. will get it back to the feet of Alyssa Nair. Pressure on her. Ariyoshi fouling Heath.
The clearance sent long. Tobin Heath smartly just posts up there, and Ariyoshi goes over the top.
Let's go downstairs and hear from Alex Curry about the USA's mentality.
Yeah, I spoke to Julie Ertz about the team's mentality heading into this tournament, and she said before this year started, they were still putting everything together tactically. But now this tournament is big and important for the mental piece of the game. They are coming into these games saying, we know who we are, we know what we're doing tactically, and we know our roles. Now it's the mentality of let's set the pace and the mode of who this team is and what we can be moving forward.
Lavelle is back on the ball. Part of that U.S. mentality, a little bit more focus on defense. We'll talk more about that throughout the telecast. Defending as a unit. Heath. Right side again, cutting it back. Pugh got pushed. That push was enough to knock her off course, and the shot was not that strong on goal.
And it's Tobin Heath. You can see she's 1v3 there, so she opts to play the cutback ball, doesn't drive end line, and that's a little slip ball that's going to be on today for the U.S. It's a little late ghosted run in by Pugh, and she just tries to toe poke it. Yamane, as tall as she is, she's quick to the ground there.
deflected out. Belongs to Japan. U.S. wants to be more aggressive on the ball because they know how much Japan likes to possess the ball, and they want to disrupt them. Otherwise, they're chasing Japan all over the field. The battle for the ball. Lavelle was going for it. Pushed to the right. Heath again. Very active so far. The start from Tobin. Knocked out. Good to see her back healthy. She battled through injury last year. Was very good second half of the year in NWSL and also with the national team.
Both her and Rapinoe in those wing spaces. But to your point,
They're going to hold it. Here's Lavelle across. Skimmed off the bar. Loose in the box. U.S. looking for a crack at goal. Instead, it's Japan pushing it wide. Asagawa, bad ball back. Morgan picked it. Comes back into the box, and Japan will control it. Ariyoshi's pass. Kumagai. Shimizu. Matsubara. The two holding midfielders for Japan have a combined 1 cap coming into this game. So that's part of the youth that we're seeing as they try to transition. They went through a long cycle, a 10-year period, using a lot of the same players. Now they're transitioning.
And that youth is going to be tested tonight because the U.S. is starting off in their press incredibly well.
Dunn got it wide. It's on Rapinoe's side. Japan broke it up and then lost it back for Dunn. Ertz. The U.S. playing tonight without the injured Lindsey Horan. That's a big loss. But it's the next player up, as Julie Ertz told us yesterday. Into the middle it comes. It was knocked away. Sugita had that chance. Ariyoshi on this left side. The left back moving it ahead. Back towards Sugita. Instead it's Morgan. Leads it for Rapinoe. Step behind the defense. Rapinoe in the box. Broken up at the last moment. Ariyoshi's on it. Terrific ball to spring Rapinoe.
She was already moving because she was looking to close the space down defensively, so she was already in a transition moment.
That's what Rose Lavelle was telling us yesterday. Defend to attack. As soon as they won that ball. Next thought, get forward. Ertz. Flag staying down. Heath covering. Knocked away. Good start to this, tempo-wise, for the U.S.
And a lot of loose passes from Japan that I'm not accustomed to seeing. The sharpness has been thrown off.
Lavelle. Done. Morgan into the box. Offside flag up.
And this is a look at that run by Tobin Heath along the back line. The ball laid in by Julie Ertz in stride, and then it's the look for that cutback ball. And Hugh, she doesn't connect on it. And this is the transition moment for Megan Rapinoe, who sprung in behind. It was a loose pass from Japan. They pick up on it. It's actually a good recovery ultimately by the Japanese defender. But it's that pressure from the U.S. right now that's bringing them in the attack.
Lavelle will play it back. Davidson knocked away. Japan getting it back and pushing it forward. Yokoyama out wide on the right. Dunn was able to stop that. Kumagai's pass over the top. That's a good ball. Japan will cut it across, and it's going to lead to a corner kick.
That's more the pattern movement you're accustomed to seeing from Japan. That's the outside back. Shimizu getting forward and in behind. Those are the questions that they'll ask of you with your positioning. Good recovery at that near post by Davidson.
Yokoyama will take this corner. 27-year-old plays for AC Nagano. She'll drive it to the middle. Headed away once. Hasegawa kept it alive. Short ball in. Japan breaks into the box. This shot taken off the top of the bar. Japan still with it. Well, this is as threatening as they have been at the start of the night. The game was tilted towards the U.S., but now Japan had some good looks.
And you would think that they would settle into the match and grow into this game with the youth that is out there.
Hasegawa's pass. And that's going to trickle over the sideline for a throw.
It's a little overload on that far side. Runner gets in behind Crystal Dunn, and then the hesitation right there, whether she was going to play the cutback ball or not. She opts to go alone, pings it off the crossbar. I think the better decision was to cut that back, though. It was Kumagai who was in there. And it's Yokoyama who's driving here, who got him behind Crystal Dunn. And it is that near post run. It is covered by Julie Ertz, but there's enough space there that she can play a little cutback ball. We get a redirection right on frame.
Throw in for O'Hara. Broken up by Ertz. Samashima. Ertz again, right side off. Tobin Heath. Today's telecast is sponsored by AT&T. Scoreless here, 13th minute. She Believes Cup, USA and Japan. Ariyoshi.
And you can see, JP, when Japan becomes dangerous, they're moving the ball so quickly, the U.S. can't throw a tackle. That is one of the things that Takakura talked about. They learned from the Tournament of Nations when they lost the U.S. 4-2. They couldn't solve it individually. It's going to be a collective movement that is going to open up their opponent.
Kobayashi was broken up. Japan will get it back. Japan getting a little bit more of the ball last few minutes. We try to win it back. Dispossessed. Japan got back defensively with numbers. They push forward. Yokoyama. Hasegawa was to the left, but he's played into the middle instead, but Japan will get it back. Matsubara. Broken up. Oh, that's an easy foul. Could have been a card, too. Probably should have been, but
smart foul.
Was not. Rapinoe. Trying to play it into space to the feet of the speedy Crystal Dunn, but it was too far. And it's back to Yamane. Anything stand out to you, Ali, the first 13-plus minutes?
The line of confrontation initially starts pretty high for the U.S., but you can see they're backing off, and look at how condensed their lines are. We can see it from up here. Vertically, not a ton of space for Japan.
Kumagai. Ariyoshi. Yokoyama left it. Hasegawa. Into that crowded middle. Found some separation and now finds an open player to the right. Runners in the box for Japan. Well, they had Kobayashi open. This one's blocked, cleared by Tuna Davidson out of play. A Japan throw-in coming up from the far sideline. Davidson will play this year in the NWSL with the Chicago Red Stars, #1 pick in the last collegiate draft. Ball out. USA's ball. US taking their time with this throw-in from Dunn. For Rapinoe. Kobayashi was after it. That just cleared to safety by Davidson. Japan with the throw-in. Kojima battles on that far side. Will recover. Kobayashi. Goal kick for Alisson.
This is almost a win for Japan if they can get this ball back across the face of Ertz, because they're dragging her out of that center mid spot. Now it's about playing against her.
We asked Julie Ertz yesterday if anything changes for her with Lindsey Horan out, and she said really nothing does. Next player steps up into that spot. They will miss her aerial presence, she told us, though.
I think she can help in that category.
Julie Ertz, yeah. Especially on the set pieces, right? Rapinoe. Nice move to get herself free. Cutting it back. Maybe too far back, but Heath recovers. Nice cut. Heath. Lets it go too high. It was a nice move to free herself up for that shot. Goal kick for Yamane. She just recently joined the team from her club team, Betis. She's the only Japanese player on her team, one of 5 that plays in the first division, and she told us the toughest part of her job, communication, because she doesn't speak Spanish.
I can imagine that would be challenging.
For a goalkeeper, yeah.
And it's going to be a challenge tonight because she hasn't been with the squad for over a year.
From in front of the benches, throw in for Kelly O'Hara in the U.S. Scoreless in the 18th minute. First game was England 2-1 over Brazil. Brazil actually had the lead in that game. England came back with the next 2 goals. Winner by Mead in the 76th minute. O'Hara, Dahlkemper. A little bit of pressure now from Japan. U.S. will solve it with the ball to Ertz. Morgan tackled away. Hasegawa. Sugita. Davidson stepping up. It's a good ball for Heath. Others in blue will join in the attack for the U.S. Heath sees the overlap. Goes back the other way. It was Pugh making that run. Ertz switching for Dunn. Rapinoe. Almost lost it, but it goes to Dunn. Ertz. All the way to the right. Hugh. Morgan. Tobin Heath. Looking for Morgan. Just off. And it's going to go out of play.
It's really good movement there by the U.S. Tobin Heath dragged 2 defenders with her wide, and that opened up the channel for Alex Morgan centrally. How many touches Alex Morgan's had today compared to the France match?
They couldn't find her.
No, they could not.
Dunn. Davidson. Abby Dahlkemper. North Carolina Courage. Defending champions of the NWSL. Sugita for Japan. Shimizu. Flipped forward. Right back to Nair. Kelly O'Hara tries the long ball. The look was for Morgan. Right back by Ariyoshi. For the goalkeeper Yamane. Sugita. Japan looking for room up that middle. Yokoyama. Lead ball ahead. It's a good run. And a good run back by Dunn. Japan back with it. Ariyoshi. Pushed back by Sugita. Kumagai. Right back Shimizu. High upfield. She's looking inside for Kobayashi. Knocked out. Japan will have a corner.
I'm impressed with number 9, Sugita. The player only has 1 cap in the center of mid for Japan. That was her ball, the slicing ball that just broke open the lines earlier, and then she's the one that was able to change it for Japan in this last attack.
Yokoyama with another corner. Kumagai among the targets going forward. Loose in the box. U.S. trying to clear it out. It went sideways instead of forwards. So Japan throw it. 22nd minute. Zeros on the scoreboard. Talent Energy Stadium. Chester, Pennsylvania. Home of Major League Soccer's Philadelphia Union, who opened up their season Saturday against Toronto. Offside flag was up. USA will put it back into play. Listener now has established herself as the #1 goalkeeper for the U.S. She's been getting a majority of the reps. 15 of the 20 games played last year, started by Nea. Mallory Pugh. Heath. O'Hara. Japan putting pressure on the ball. Mallory Pugh. That's deflected out. USA will have a throw-in.
Alex Morgan is, I'm just watching her, feasting my eyes on her movement. She's constantly looking to threaten in behind. Even if it's not that first player on the ball, she's the one that's looking to run the channel, occupy those 2 center backs.
Coming back to O'Hara. Dahlkemper. It's going to be an interesting battle for the 2 starting center back positions at the World Cup. You've got Dahlkemper, you've got Davidson, you've also got Becky Sauerbrunn. Dressed for the game tonight, but has been dealing with a minor knee irritation. Tobin Heath. This is what she does so well. Beating Ariyoshi. End-line ball in front. Goal. The U.S. leads. Pina was in a great spot, but all that work done by Tobin Heath.
And even go back further to Julie Ertz in the positioning, but in front of their back line, their attacking line. She's the one who sprays it and gets it wide, and then Tobin Heath just runs at that defender, gets end line, and then it's that cutback ball. You've got 3 runners all converging on the top of the 6. Another runner about 8-10 yards out. They're occupying their defenders, and it's just a little movement at the end to get some separation and slide that in. Really well-constructed attack from the U.S., but I have to go back to Julie Ertz being the one to really open things up. Getting the ball off that back line, then you see these runs in the box. Once Tobin Heath is going at her player 1v1.
Rapinoe scoring that goal. 24th minute of 42nd international goal. Tobin Heath with the assist. Rapinoe scored the first U.S. goal last year in the Sheila Leaves Cup against Germany. Coming back the other way. Defending is Dahlkemper. So let's see how that opens things up here for the U.S. And what Japan does now that they trail.
Well, the U.S. had been looking direct time and time again, and that was one of the few times they're able to find Julie Ertz sitting behind that defensive 2 of Japan. A little bit of space in there.
Ariyoshi's pass. Entire ball, apparently not out, initially anyway. Unless they overruled that.
And here it is, JP. Look at that space that she's in the half space, wide open, takes one touch, and it's the quick release, too, to Pugh, who then does her defender, and now Tobin, who had pulled wide on the touchline, gets up and running at that defender, backs her off into the 18, towards that 6-yard, and then you've got these runs in the box. That is brilliant.
Morgan for Megan Rapinoe. Hurts. Done. U.S. leading 1-0 now over Japan. As Dunn tries to go to the end line. Down, it's going to be a corner for the U.S. And Julie Ertz will be among the targets going forward. Corner from Megan Rapinoe. Yamane has help at the near post, and Yamane got that away on her own. 2 fists on the ball. Throw in for the U.S.
Historically, that goalkeeper position for Japan has been a problem area. Yamashita's had a lot of struggles, typically the starting goalkeeper for them, coming off her line. Very indecisive. Yamane strong there on that first look, if you will.
Dahlkemper for the U.S. I do see some U.S. players warming up at the sideline. That might be just to stay warm and stay loose. You are allowed up to 6 subs, but Jill Ellis has said she's got to be very careful with the subs. She's not giving minutes just to give minutes away. But 3 games in 7 nights, have to manage the tournament. Swept away by Japan. A U.S. throw-in. Heath got it in quickly to O'Hara. Tobin to the right. That time they wouldn't let her get to the end line. Angled her off with 2 players. Lavelle gave that ball away. Japan will return it.
I'm surprised at the lack of cohesion you're seeing out of this Japanese side. And interestingly enough, they're not holding the ball long enough like they usually do to allow those outside backs to get forward. Usually their wing mids pinch in and they rotate their outside backs. You're not seeing that. They're concerned about the threat of Rapinoe and Heath in the transition game. They're having to stay back.
Heath with the assist on the Megan Rapinoe goal. Only goal of the game thus far. O'Hara getting it back from Heath. It's dangerous, but the U.S. gets away with it. Back for Davidson. Crystal Dunn. Forced back. Davidson. Dahlkemper lets it go for O'Hara. And backs off a bit on their pressure. Long ball from Dahlkemper, headed down by Morgan. Pugh tried to get to it, was late. Morgan from Heath. Here's Mal Pugh. Pugh to the outside. It's deflected in. Yamane quick off her line to cover it. Good opportunity tonight for Mallory Pugh to get some playing time with Lindsey Horan out with an injury.
Yeah, and she just hasn't returned to the form that we saw pre-injury. Curious to see how she does in this center mid position. Getting her, like Crystal Dunn with Jill Ellis, wanted to see her running at the back line when she played in that role.
Morgan knocked it away to Rapinoe. Shot taken, was wide.
Again, just uncharacteristic turnovers from Japan, trying to play out of the back. You can see what they're doing, trying to beat that first line, but Morgan feasts on it. Now she's making the vertical run, draws the defender with her, creates that space for Rapinoe to get the shot off, but that one goes awry.
Yamane. Samashima. Heath is on her. Yamane clips it ahead. On the chase. It was Nakajima, couldn't get it. Samashima intercepted. Pugh. The Heath touch. Last touched. Well, I thought it was by Japan, but no. It's going to be a Japan throw-in.
Really thought that the U.S. was going to come in and sit in a lower line of confrontation, but they've been pressing higher up on the pitch. Perhaps sensing that this Japanese side is a little unnerved. Continuing to put that pressure on them, forcing turnovers deep in their area.
Ariyoshi's pass. Samashima pressured by Morgan. Yama left it off. Kumagai. Sugita. That was in a pretty good rhythm. Then the U.S. scored and not been able to get back to that rhythm of keeping the ball. Yama into that middle against the sea of blue. Release to Ariyoshi. U.S. up on a Rapinoe goal. 1-0 lead. Samashima knocked out by Heath. Throw-in Japan. Nakajima. Sugita. Samashima. 32nd minute. Kumagai for Shimizu. In the middle it goes. Kobayashi couldn't bring it down. Yokoyama, and it's covered by Elissaner.
This is incredibly fortunate for the U.S. that Yokoyama whiffs on it because she got in between the two center backs. That ball didn't have a lot of pace on it to turn it on goal.
Pushed back by Lavelle for Davidson. That was another dangerous ball. And it's picked off. Nakajima. Blocked by Ernst, followed up, and blasted wide of Elissaner. Alex Curry has a good view from between the benches. Alex, what are you seeing? What are you hearing?
The message from U.S. head coach Jill Ellis here on the sideline throughout this first half when they're on the attack has been to find the space and support each other, JP.
Easier said than done, Ellie.
You know, it's one of those things that they're looking direct to play Alex Morgan in behind more often than not, and I do think she's right that occasionally the center mids are just sitting in front of their midfield line and not looking to slip in behind it. They can break lines with central passes in the interior if the positioning is right.
Heath. Again, a good 1v1 skill. Now it's 1 against 2. Back for O'Hara. Pass blocked. And who touched it last? It's a foul as well.
And as far as the support goes, she has to be referring to picking up that second ball. There's been times when just a little touch goes askew, and it's that next player they want just picking it up. So you're trailing each other, running off of each other, getting into those little support angles.
Tobin Heath has seen a lot of the ball this opening half. The assist on the Rapinoe goal. Here's Pugh. Back for Heath, bringing it now into the middle. Davidson dropping it back. Or that was Lavelle dropping it back. O'Hara. Dahlkemper. Now for Davidson. Japan picking up a little bit in their pressure. Yokoyama. After it, then Kobayashi. O'Hara. U.S. trying to solve it with the long ball. Ariyoshi picks it up. Pugh is right on her. Aoshi forcing it back. The guy was able to clear it. It's picked off. Ertz. O'Hara. 35th minute. U.S. leads on a Rapinoe goal. Slip through to Morgan. 5 in the attack for the U.S. in blue. Morgan. Ertz. Heavier touch there. Didn't have much to cut it back. And Yamane makes the play.
And the defender had slipped initially, and that set up some space for Alex Morgan to run at the back line. They're retreating off. They absorb incredibly well. And that's where Aoshi goes stride with Ertz. Forces that heavy touch. Excuse me, Samashima.
Samashima will play it for Kumagai. Shimizu. Flip it out, throw in for Japan. Asagawa. Now instead Shimizu will take it. U.S. won it. Here they come. 4 in the attack. Lavelle wide for Rapinoe. Heath settling. It's deflected away. Lavelle. Good foot skills there to keep it moving. Ertz. Big step there. Good recovery by Ertz. Looked like she was going to be dispossessed. O'Hara. Floats one in. It bounces toward Rapinoe. Knocked out for a corner.
This is such a good ball by Kelly O'Hara. Drives that one, actually fades it into that back post. You've got the 2 runners and Alex Morgan occupying her defender, and Rapinoe, who's late to it there. Good cover by Shimizu.
Rapinoe's in-swinger near post. Yamane got there again. Another corner. Rapinoe again. Ertz a target, among others. Rapinoe went low and short. Ertz went down. Upfield. Japan on the break. That was a desperate ball. No patience there for Japan. They didn't have numbers forward.
No, and they don't necessarily have the pace to go stride for stride and get behind.
Alex Morgan. She draws the foul. Bit of a late whistle. We're going to see a card too. We are. Kumagai was just presented with the yellow.
This looked to be the right call at first glance. The touch by Alex Morgan to try to go by Kumagai, and then Kumagai blocks her right there in the path.
This free kick about 24 yards away from goal. Rapinoe will take it.
A tantalizing distance for her.
All is set, 10 yards back. The referee, Melissa Mojas from Honduras. Rapinoe could have a crack at goal from there. She'll put it up over the wall, and Yamane, did she get a touch? She did. It's a corner.
The Wiley Vet opts to go near post here, gets it up over that wall, and then it's dipping, failing away from Yamane. It does look like she gets a little glove to it.
One more time. She has the game's only goal. Toby Keith with the assist. 24th minute. Nearing the end of the opening half. This is played differently. Out back for Dahlkemper. Long strike. Wide. Goal kick for Yamane.
And it's not a bad look for the U.S. because Japan had all 11 players within the 18-yard box. And Dahlkemper has the ability to strike from distance. And it's a good wrinkle, but often against this Japanese side, you want to put that in the 18 direct because they're not the best in the air.
Free kick here for the U.S. Coming up at halftime, sponsored by AT&T. We'll have all your first half highlights and analysis of USA versus Japan. 100 days away from the Women's World Cup. First game, France versus South Korea, June 7th. Kobayashi. And then Nakajima lost it. Fight to win it back. It's out for a U.S. throw-in. Liddell got it in quickly to her Washington Spirit teammate, Mal Pugh, but it's cut off by Sugita. Nakajima. Liddell was right there with her. It's a Japan throw-in. 41st minute. Japan down, trailing the U.S. by a single goal. Samashima. Adeyoshi. Nakajima. Kobayashi. Now Japan get numbers forward. Pushed out wide. Sagawa for Sugita. Sagawa. Kobayashi. Shimizu. Sugita. U.S. finally gets a touch of the ball. It was off Ertz. Japan collects. It stays in play. Kobayashi's ball is cut off. Dahlkemper. Knocked out. Japan throwing. Closing minutes of this opening half. Sugita. Kobayashi. Tsubara. Kept it low. Blocked. It was Yokoyama. Trying to get to that ball. Pushed wide by Rapinoe. Kelly O'Hara.
Well solved by Rapinoe. Usually Japan is so good at that immediate defensive pressure. The U.S. typically has struggled to solve it initially, and they're not tonight. It's been impressive. The first touch of Rapinoe takes away from pressure, finds space, finds a teammate that has more space than she does.
Davidson. Rapinoe deep. All the way across O'Hara. Dahlkemper, Davidson. Ertz was helping out. Davidson, soft touch back for Lissonaire. They'll be playing together for the Chicago Red Stars this summer when they're not busy at the Women's World Cup.
And that's one of those instances, JP, where I'm watching thinking they're trying to draw Japan towards them so then they can play through them and expose the space, and then they opt to just play long. That's one of those times the U.S. can be a bit better.
That's Morgan. She did well to end up with that ball. Lavelle. Double block, cleared away. Clearance by Samashima. Crystal Dunn. The look was for Pugh. Brought down off Lavelle. Morgan. Got into the box, and right at the edge of the box was dispossessed. Ariyoshi. Final minute. Opening half. U.S. leads Japan 1-0. Sugita. Shimizu. Yokoyama is well defended by Davidson. Davidson. Dahlkemper. Kobayashi, when she goes to make immediate pressure, she looks to see if anyone else is following her, and no one is.
Well, they're just unsure of where they're going to pick off their possession from the U.S.
Hugh on the run. Options right and left. Heavy ball, but Heath will catch up to it. Near the corner flag. Tobin will slow it down. Rapinoe now popping up on this same side as Heath. Overloading this right. Clipped in towards Rapinoe. Cleared by Japan. That was the last kick of the first half. So, 45 minutes in the books. Megan Rapinoe with the game's only goal that came in the 24th minute. Tobin Heath with the assist. Come back with us. Plenty more to come your way at the She Believes Cup.
The iPhone XR is a marvel in technology.
Yeah.
This edge-to-edge screen is unbelievable.
And I'm not sure does everything look better on an iPhone.
Both.
And with our unlimited plan, people can choose the best in entertainment.
HBO, Cinemax, Showtime.
Stars, Verve, Amazon Music, or Pandora. Now people can get what they want. Because everyone's different. I feel like we shouldn't talk for a couple of days.
AT&T has the only unlimited plan that gives you your choice of top-tier entertainment. Get an iPhone XR on us when you buy the latest iPhone. More for your thing. That's our thing.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you, but it's like to. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
You make me train longer.
Drags it back and a shot and a goal for the United States for Carly Lloyd.
You make me try harder. You make me dream bigger. And when something's in my way, you make me push through it.
Lethal in front of goal.
You make me see the person I want to be.
Let's be honest. Dealing with your insurance shouldn't be more frustrating than the accident itself. That's why Esurance makes it simple. Just take some pics, go to sleep, wake up, grab a bite, maybe some racquetball, and boom, your money's on the way. So you can get back on the road fast. Well, not that fast. The editor had to make it fit in 30 seconds.
It was pretty tricky, actually.
And tagline. When insurance is simple, it's surprisingly painless.
Not getting enough cash back with that credit card? Turn to the nerds. Are your credit cards working hard enough for you? At NerdWallet, we sort through hundreds of credit cards to find you the lowest rates and the sweetest perks like balance transfers and travel. Using your preferences to narrow your search, NerdWallet makes it easy to compare and find the perfect card for you. Need the right credit card? Turn to the nerds at nerdwallet.com.
Halftime is sponsored by AT&T. U.S. leads Japan after 45 minutes, 1-0. The only goal scored by Megan Rapinoe. The assist going to Tobin Heath. Here are the highlights from the first 45.
Started early for Japan. This was really one of the few looks that they had. There was Sugita, who slipped in Yokoyama. Now she's dancing along on that end line, the back line, excuse me, and Kumagai could have been an option for her. She opts to go herself and pings it off the crossbar. But it was mostly U.S. in this half, and Jill Ellis is going to be happy with the way they attacked in this particular this one, with Julie Ertz getting behind that front line. She slips in Pugh, who then takes out the whole midfield line, and now it's Tobin Heath with the positional patience, who backs off her defender, drives her into the 18, and gets end line. You've got 4 runners in the box, 3 at the top of the 6. Pick your poison. It's Megan Rapinoe, who glances in at the last minute and slides that one in between 2 defenders who can't make a play on it. And then it was Rapinoe who steps up for one of the free kick opportunities they had. Yamane quick to it, down to the ground. She tries to go near post on her and gets a little touch to it.
FS1's coverage is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. and by the new Captain Marvel. Tickets on sale now in theaters everywhere, starting March the 8th. USA with a 1-0 lead over Japan. We're coming back with more.
Soccer is an equal opportunity teacher. It welcomes everyone and asks only that you love the game. This year, let's make soccer all about accessibility and inclusion for women, whether they're players, coaches, fans, or officials. One team, undefeatable, one goal. Volkswagen, presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
We need heroes like you.
I'm ready.
Captain Marvel, rated PG-13.
Some say we're a little spoiled in California. But it isn't our fault.
Nope. We didn't make all this.
We're not too.
We get a little starstruck.
Did you see who's here?
Sometimes we have to pinch ourselves.
To make sure it's real.
Smoothie?
This is real.
I think it's a wig.
Still think we're spoiled?
Come visit.
It might take your breath away, too.
Start your trip at visitcalifornia.com.
Ago, they conquered the world. Now, they're back.
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and a leg for the postage. I remember setting up ShipStation. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels and saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping, like, were cut in half, just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/try and get 2 months free.
If meat could help them cross treacherous waters.
It can definitely help you work past 7. Power through. With help from the original protein. 100% beef, Jack Link's jerky.
Coca-Cola with U.S. Soccer have for the first time changed the color of the nets to red as a symbol of their unrelenting belief in the U.S. women's national team. But the best part, Coca-Cola's partnered with Alex Morgan and the team to create a special Coca-Cola Believe band to showcase their support. Each band will be handmade from these same nets, making them as durable as fans believe in their team. A few lucky fans will be wearing a piece of this very net come this summer. It's a 1-0 lead for the USA over Japan in their first game of the She Believes Cup. Allie, what did you see? What did you like in the first 45?
This is U.S.'s bread and butter. I mean, this is the identity of this team. They're vertical. They're penetrative. This is a team that wants to high press, win it in dangerous areas. Okay, if they can't, they're still going to look vertical. They're going to try to break lines with 1 or 2 passes and to get at their opponent. And I think one of the things that impressed me the most tonight was how they're picking up the second ball. I think Ellis is going to be incredibly pleased with that because they're going as a unit. They've stayed compact. One of the issues they had against France. Tonight they're solving that, and they're looking to get in behind all day long. And that is one thing that LS prides this team on.
As well as they've played, they're only 1 goal up. So what do you think changes maybe in the second half?
You know, I think they can play more. As much as I'm just saying that's their bread and butter, I do think that they can play more and they can actually slow it down at times. I would like to see them change up their line of pressure. I'd like to see them sit back and invite Japan forward and see if they can play on the break, because that was something I thought coming into the match they were going to try to do. It didn't happen that first half. Let's see if it happens in the second.
Megan Rapinoe has the game's only goal. Tobin Heath had the assist. The big news today, though, from Fox, we are 100 days away officially from the start of the 2019 Women's World Cup in France.
Being the favorite means nothing if you don't back it up. 100 days until all eyes are on us.
In 100 days, stand with us. Stand with us.
As we fight to keep what's ours.
MLS is back. Everybody rep your city and raise your flag. LA Galaxy versus Chicago Fire. Seattle Sounders FC versus FC Cincinnati. It's time for our soccer. LA Galaxy versus Chicago Fire, followed by Seattle Sounders FC versus FC Cincinnati. Saturday on FS1.
Soccer is an equal opportunity teacher. It welcomes everyone and asks only that you love the game. This year, let's make soccer all about accessibility and inclusion for women, whether they're players, coaches, fans, or officials. One team, undefeatable, one goal. Volkswagen, presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
Get 4 lines of unlimited data for $100 a month at Cricket. Ooh, someone's having a good hair day. Smile, you're on Cricket.
When a beauty named Margarita walked into a bar, Jose Cuervo mixed an icon in her honor. For over 220 years, Jose Cuervo Tradicional has been making history.
Here we are again, at the beginning of everything. Hello, AI, blockchain, smart cities. The total transformation of how we live, work, and move. Yes, business is set to harness some extremely powerful ideas. And we say, let's do this. Now is the time to create the world we want. So, take charge of the change, and let's begin.
This for the U.S. Open.
Guys, this may be the last time you'll ever have to think about hair loss. Because I'm telling you, Bosley is the real deal. They're giving men their hair back permanently. Their real hair. All it takes to get started on the hair gain train is a single text message. You'll get an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card when you text MANLY to 654-654. Check them out now. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Dude, this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're America's #1 hair restoration expert. Ahead of the curve with the latest technology. And the best part, Bosley's solution is permanent. You're going to love what they'll do for your hair. So drop what you're doing long enough to send a text. Get your free information kit and gift card for $250 off by texting MANLY to 654-654. Don't forget, that's MANLY to 654-654.
Today's coverage is sponsored by presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Back at Talon Energy Stadium in Chester, Pennsylvania. It is the United States up over Japan by the score of 1-0. Megan Rapinoe with the assist from Tobin Heath, and that's all the scoring we've had in the first 45 minutes. We'll see if either team, Ali, makes any changes for the start of the second half.
I wouldn't think so for the U.S. And when we had talked to Takakura about her side, it was going to be a balance of giving some of those younger players moments and minutes in an environment like this. it'll be interesting to see. I think she lets them stay on a little bit longer and try to feel this one out. Perhaps that 60-minute mark.
We're hearing that Sonnett is going to be coming in for O'Hara, which would make some sense because O'Hara, we mentioned, is just coming back from ankle surgery. And I'm not sure how much was expected of her tonight, but there's no reason to rush her back into action.
No, that would be the right decision if, in fact, O'Hara needs to manage her minutes in the beginning of this tournament. Not much changes with Sonnett sliding in.
How difficult is it, Ali? We mentioned this at the start of the telecast. 3 games in 7 nights with travel for these teams.
It's incredibly difficult, especially when you consider the level of the opponent. I mean, these are 3 top 10 teams. They're going to have to manage it, but a lot of this is about getting into the rhythm that you're going to experience in a World Cup. Not having as much rest as you'd like, trying to perform at that peak level against the top opponents in the world.
Ali, this should be a like-for-like swap with Sonnett, who can play different positions, but could easily slot in on O'Hara's side, if that's what they do. Keep the formation the same. Emily Sonnett, another member of the Portland Thorns, in 2018 was on the best 11 team in the NWSL. Second half underway. If you're just joining us, Japan in white. They made no changes. USA in blue. Kumagai will push it. Samashima.
In the U.S. right away, JP is starting out in a 5-4-1, it looks like. See if that changes over time, if just the start of the second half that they're looking to play in that system. But Julie Ertz has slid back into that center back role.
U.S. is primarily a 4-3-3 team. But when you get to a World Cup, right, you've got to be flexible. You've got to play in multiple formations because of what the opponent's going to throw at you.
And because of what you want to throw at the opponent, too. You want to make them consider your options. And I think it creates smarter players when they can flex in and out of systems. There's more thinking individually and collectively that has to happen. It can't just come from the bench.
It'll be a USA throw-in. Sonnett's side. For Heath, that's blocked. See how the relationship goes with Sonnett and Heath. Heath and O'Hara seem to be pretty much on the same page in the first half. This one took a deflection, goes out. It's going to be a goal kick for Alyssa Nair. Try the long ball before throw it for Heath.
And it's actually looking more like a 5-2-3 with Pugh and Lavelle running in the center of the park, and then you can push on Rapinoe with Morgan and Heath up top.
Ertz has dropped back. Done. Lavelle. Pass ahead on this right side. U.S. trying to get some numbers forward. You had Morgan and Rapinoe both in the box. Tobin Heath. Kemper. Ertz was saying where that next ball should go. Comes all the way back to Davidson. Pressure from Japan. Ertz played it calmly back though to Nair. Teammates in Chicago, NWSL. On the right side, U.S. fighting Tobin Heath. Cutting it in. Morgan with the touch. Blocked. It's not an easy ball for Morgan to bring down.
No, it popped up on her. That ball driven in from Tobin Heath. She was the one that stayed wide, and Sonnett's pinching in more centrally. There she is with a bit of space to drive that across. You get the near post run by Rapinoe. Draws the attention, allows that ball to drop into Alex Morgan. Perhaps if she can move with that first touch and try to separate from the recovering defender, she had a better look.
Sugita pushed it back. Kumagai, the captain, already in a yellow card. Off Davidson. Ertz was right there, though, to cover up. A lot of communication there from Julie Ertz. Here's Lavelle from Pew. Japan busted it up. Sugita. Samashima. Sagawa. Sagawa, 25 yards away. Now it's deflected in towards Nakajima. And she touched it last. So it's a goal kick for Nair.
Japan has to figure out a way to continue to get Hasegawa on it. When she's on the ball, good things happen. Both her and Sugita were impressive in that first half, but just didn't see the ball enough.
Japan have had some good moments offensively, but not so many in the final third.
They just aren't consistent right now with how they're pinging the ball and solving pressure, and I would attribute that to the press of the U.S. and how compact they've been.
Kumagai, Matsubara, Nakajima. That was better until the last pass, but the foul bails out Japan. Got a little free kick coming up.
Done a split second late there in that challenge. There's some space there centrally now in this look with the 5-2-3. There's central space for Japan if they can exploit it.
Long from Kumagai, but it's given away in the air. Pino, Dunn, Davidson. Morgan is on it. Rose Lavelle. Hugh. Dahlkemper. Sonnet. Given away to Sugita. Nakajima. It's a nice little touch early. The run is coming. Shimizu. Looking for Kobayashi. Picked up by Nair. Let's go downstairs to Alex Corey, who spoke with U.S. head coach Jill Ellis at halftime. Alex.
Jill Ellis told me that we're going to see different shapes in this half because they're looking to be tactical in this tournament. But her takeaway from the first half was that when they do the right things, they've been great, but they need to continue to stay compact so Japan doesn't get in their attacking formation.
It's worked so far, right?
It certainly has. But shifting into the system, it'll be curious, or it's going to be interesting to see if they can continue with that compaction. It seems a little bit stretched right now. Japan having more joy centrally.
Another dangerous ball coming back. The U.S. has been guilty of a few of those tonight.
Yeah, a lot of them were the square balls in that first half. That one was a back pass by Rapinoe.
Sugita. Head on that left side. Intended for Yokoyama, never got there. Dahlkemper to the feet of Nair. He's kept in on the right side. It's a good job by the U.S. to keep possession. Hugh. Ertz. Pushing forward. She had Heath, but he wanted to make sure she stayed on side. Comes back to Yamane. 53rd minute. Close one, USA. With a one-goal lead over Japan on a Megan Rapinoe goal in the 24th minute. Tobin Heath with the assist.
Here's another shift with Ertz stepping back into midfield. Just looking in like they're in their 4-3-3 again. It's going to be interesting to watch that. Like Man City, when you get Fernandinho popping into that back line, coming into the center of mid.
Nakajima. Shimizu. Back to the feet of Kumagai. Right in front of that USA bench. Intended for Kobayashi. Sugita. Long ball over the top. Yokoyama. Turning. Sonnet trying to recover. Kobayashi got in. Kobayashi couldn't turn. Outside of the box. Sugita back inside. And will this be a corner? It will be. We mentioned it breaks down in the attacking third. How about here?
And it's the combination of the two strikers. Yokoyama slides that into Kobayashi. She uses good strength, but perhaps not enough pessimism by her to go down and draw that penalty, or ruthlessness just to release the shot because she was in, or she had a PK on her hands.
It's as dangerous, though, as Japan has looked this evening. 21-year-old Kobayashi. Here's the corner. Net in the air, cleared out, sent right back in. Easy catch for Alyssa there. Long one from there towards Rapinoe. Incidental contact apparently there as it comes back to Shimizu. Yamane. Pressure came from the U.S. Results in a turnover. Rapinoe wanted to get the throw in quickly for Alex Morgan. They'll bring it back. Was it a foul throw-in?
I think she was saying she was over the line.
Yeah, foul throw-in. Rarely called, but that's what it is. Off the quick throw now by Japan. Lavelle. Getting it back. Here's Rose Lavelle. One more step and she was by. Shimizu. 56th minute.
I wouldn't be surprised if you'd see Sugi come in here for Matsubara. I don't think Matsubara, the partner of Sugita in the center of mid, has been strong tonight. I think she struggled to solve it. Usually they can change it out of one side when they're locked in. She's struggling in that aspect.
Foul given there, drawn by Alex Morgan.
Here's a look at the throw-in, the quick one from Rapinoe. Oh, and it's the last lunge. Great call. Just rarely see it made.
Free kick for Megan Rapinoe. This one from long distance. Much longer than the last one at the other end of the field in the first half. And she had a crack at goal. This she may float up for someone. One in the air, second ball cleared by Nakajima. All the way to Sonnet. U.S. back on the ball. Dahlkemper driving it, trying to get it wide. Rapinoe. Hurts. Japan's going to be making a couple of changes soon. Here's Sonnet holding. Back. She gets it from Pugh. Driven in. Too far. Hurts was the target. See if the subs are going to happen now. Apparently not. No one yet up by the fourth official. Hearing that Ariyoshi and Kobayashi be subbed out.
Interesting, because I thought Kobayashi had a good first showing for this Japanese side.
Ball is pushed wide. Japan holding, just trailing by one. Underway by Sonnet. Tobin Heath. See the attention that Heath is drawn now compared to first half? Here are the subs coming in.
1v3 over there.
12 and 13 coming in. Debuts for these players. 12 is Risako Oga, and 13 is Mayu Ikajiri. Of the 23 players brought here by Japan, they had 9 uncapped players. And Kobayashi, as we said earlier, is the one coming out. Same with Ariyoshi. That's a lot of uncapped players on a tournament like this, right? 23 roster.
And 100 days out from a World Cup.
Yeah.
That's the surprising aspect of it.
Japan thinking not only about the upcoming Women's World Cup, What about the Olympics that they're hosting in 2020? And they're one of a few nations that are making the bid for the 2023 Women's World Cup.
Japan on this trip have been without Iwabuchi and Sakaguchi, their center mid, two really key pivotal players for them, taking knocks recently, likely to be back for the World Cup.
Yamane's touch. Shimizu. Pressure on Shimizu. Results in the interception. That was Ernst for Rapinoe. The nice cut for Morgan. Wide. Hard to tell if she was looking for Heath or trying to get that one closer to frame.
Sometimes you don't have to decide, and it's a shot cross. But how about this from Megan Rapinoe? First, just the touch, trying to bring it down, but that weighted pass into the path of Alex Morgan. Little channel to slip that through.
Switch there from the U.S. Rapinoe. She did well to solve that. Japan had numbers back defensively. It's going to be their ball now off that foul. U.S. back on it. Tillman Heath. As Rapinoe puts one up, headed by Morgan, but right to Yamane.
This was always going to be a difficult ball for Alex Morgan to get much on. She's backing away and still just trying to connect with it. Can't redirect that with any pace, and the defender adds more of a challenge.
Fox Sports Supports is proud to partner with Girls Inc., a nonprofit organization delivering life-changing programs and experiences that equip girls to overcome serious barriers to grow up strong, smart, and bold. U.S. in blue with the ball in the lead. 1-0 in a Rapinoe goal. Out wide, Japan putting some pressure on that ball. Not enough to win it. Heath. She gives you one of those, at least one every game. The ball almost stayed in play. It's going to be a corner kick. Tobin Heath will try things other players won't try or can't try.
This is just silly the way she snakes that one.
Lavelle will take the corner. Ernst Davidson up for this. Morgan is in the box. Near post run. That's what Ernst has made good living on. Have another corner. Lavelle again. Wide. That was a decent opportunity.
And one of the few that we've seen flighted towards the top of the six with any conviction, not at the near post. Alex Morgan just can't redirect that to the back post. Trying to look at the technique with which she's attacking that.
Ball cleared by Yamane. Lavelle one in the air. Goes forward. U.S. have more subs up as this ball is whipped across by Samashima. And the foul on the U.S. It's the second game of the She Believes Cup. First game won by England over Brazil 2-1. U.S. will next face England on Saturday in Nashville. And they'll close out Tuesday in Tampa versus Brazil and Marco. Offside flag up on Japan. Well past the hour mark now. The 64th minute. Still just a one-goal lead for the U.S.
They've been the ones really on the front foot. And you have to give a lot of credit to the defensive work that the front three is doing from the U.S. They're really shielding that entry pass into the sixes. For Japan, a lot of the initial play for Japan is going wide immediately. It used to go that they'd go central, then go wide. That makes you kind of shrink up, and then you're slower to get out wide. Right now, the U.S. could just rotate and shift across, keep everything in front.
Crystal Dunn for Megan Rapinoe. Hurts in the middle. Intercepted by Shimizu for Nakajima. Pushed it right. On that sideline, Yokoyama is after it. Trying to hold it for Nakajima. Foul on the U.S. Free kick for Japan.
Ellis was off her bench on this call. Davidson battling 1v1 there with Yokoyama. She goes to ground on her own. Little bump from behind, nothing there. You can't call that. That's soft. I'm surprised that Japan keeps trying to flight these balls over the top from such deep positions.
Mallory Pugh looking. The flag stayed down because that ball went to Heath, not Morgan. Heath after it, 2 down. Fouls on Tobin.
Good ball in from Pugh. Tobin Heath gets her head up. Now she's going to cut it back against her defender. Okay, you can call this, I suppose, but both players are really trying to block each other off of it. Good defending by Sugita, though, to make sure that path isn't clear for Tobin Heath.
Yokoyama's after that ball, almost got to it. That time on Japan. USA will have a free kick. They move it up. Ertz, Davidson. It's in Dahlkemper. Intended for Dunn. That ball was out. Japan will have a throw in. Sugita had much of the ball in the second half. Hasegawa, 14 and white for Japan. Pushing it wide. Nakajima. Oh, she had Yokoyama. Nakajima, the shot, and a goal. It's tied. A terrific goal from Nakajima, 1-1. In the 67th minute.
You'd have to say that Japan is lucky to be tied up 1-1. It's a good change of point ball, but an even better first touch by Nakajima to try to slide that across. It forces the issue as that rebound bounces right out to her fortuitously. And then the first touch to bend that pass Alyssa Nair. Just a window there for her to slide that into net. We're tied up here. Really against the
danger,
match.
right? That's the danger, right? Because that's against the run of play, right? U.S. looked pretty comfortable, even with a 1-0 lead. You were saying how well that they were playing, but one goal is not much to overcome.
Agreed, and it's not surprising to me that it didn't come from Japan trying to get behind from these deep areas. They're best when they've got layers in the attack, players checking off, players pulling into space. We just hadn't seen it enough. They finally get in that final third. And I believe it was Hasegawa who initiated that whole play.
I think Sugita maybe initially started, right?
Sugita and Hasegawa, exactly.
So how does the U.S. now respond? It was their game, their 3 points. In for Morgan on the turn. Japan fighting off, clearing it. Ertz intercepted. Kumagai. Headed for Yokoyama. Dunn does well to intercept. And move it to Sonnet. 1-1 now. Another intercepted ball. Bricks will take it back. Sonnet. US have more players now up off the bench, warming up. They made only the one change. Japan had made 2 substitutions. Dahlkemper, Sonnet. Down that right wing sideline, Mallory Hughes on the chase. Waiting for a signal, and now it's going to be a goal kick.
Here's a look at the goal. On that first touch by Nakajima, it actually could have been offside, but it didn't make its way through. Ref opts to decide that she's not involved in the play, and Nakajima is the beneficiary of that. So is this Japanese side. And one thing, JP, that keeps striking about the way the U.S. is playing is that you just don't see Lavelle and Pugh on the ball centrally with it at their feet, running at the back line often enough. Everything is filtering down in those wide channels, or it's rather direct. And I think you miss a piece of why those players are special if you're not putting them in those positions.
14th international goal for Nakajima has leveled the score at 1. As this ball comes back. Samashina has cleared out. So Japan throw it. First ball is good, as is the second. Right sideline, Shimizu. 3 on the attack. Needed a better ball than that to be Davidson.
Didn't even need to be close. You just put it into space. She could run onto it. That was better from Japan with the player pulling off the back line, and then you get that next wave of runners in behind.
Shimizu throw in for Japan. Japan have won 6 straight games, and that win streak came after they lost all 3 games last year at the Tournament of Nations in the U.S. Sugita pushing it back. Samashima getting it out wider for Japan. Sugita's pass. She'll get the return. Blocked, but followed through. Japan slotting it inside. The look was for Ikejiri. And then Rapinoe was over there after it. It's Japan's ball.
And an incredible shift in momentum.
Nakajima again. Sugita. Nice move. This is a much more confident Japan side. Inside, it's deflected away, and Dunn will get to it. Intercepted by Shimizu. Nakajima playing it wide. Well, if that hit a foot of anyone in white, that's probably going to be a goal.
This is such a dangerous ball. Driven in by Nakajima. She gets herself in a wide position where she has time and space away from the retreating Crystal Dunn. Ikejiri not far away from that one. Gambling on it. No one home at the back post.
Yokoyama to take the corner for Japan. Floats one up. One of the by Ertz. Second ball. And then the third. Collected again. There's Nakajima. And now Rapinoe has it. Goes back to there. How is Japan finding so much room now on this right side with Nakajima? They didn't have it in the first half.
It's starting from where they're initiating play. In the first half, first of all, they were sloppy in their possession, but they were also being more direct even at the start of the second half. Now you're suddenly seeing them connect passes to feet, and they're shifting the U.S. and creating space. They're dragging them centrally before they're coming wide.
Jima. To the middle. Sugita. Shimizu. Nakajima. Head up. Blocked. Ertz. Davidson. US are getting ready to make another change. Hearing that Kristen Press may be replacing Mallory Pugh. We'll see. Dahlkemper. Heath did well to keep it in play. Sonnet. Long run there for Morgan. Shiva knocks it ahead. Japan are back on it. Shimizu's wide open. Ball delivered. Yukiyama was calling for it. Not happy that that ball wasn't played in. Sugita's pass. Nice flick. Quick shot at Gajiri, and it's wide. That would have been a spectacular all-around goal had Japan converted there. Few out, Press coming in for the U.S.
That was an incredible look by Japan. Right decision here to bring on some fresh legs. I don't think we saw the best of the three center mids. Julie Ertz has had a fantastic night. But as far as Lavelle and Pugh are concerned in the attacking roles, we're just not seeing them on the ball enough. Running at the back line, it's been hit or miss. Sometimes they're pulling wide. And how about this attack by Japan? It all started, JP, you asked, how are they finding space in these wide areas? Well, Hasegawa is filtering inside more. There was an overload that was created centrally at all those four rotated.
Press is first, run upfield. Trying to cut inside. Got hit with an arm there, it looked like. Play continues. Press stays with it. Dropping it back. Heath, Rapinoe. Nice moves by Megan. Blocked by Nakajima, and Japan will clear it. Almost lost, now it is lost. Press. Running it right. Playing it across. Deflected it by Morgan. U.S. leads. Goal number 99 for Alex Morgan, the first of 2019.
An immediate impact from Kristen Press, who's just subbed into the match. She chests that down, doesn't get the initial one off, but it's the second one she does. And Alex Morgan, just patient in her positioning, doesn't drive to the near post too soon, but as soon as Press gets a window, Alex Morgan darts in front of her defender. Look at that, she sets her up, the hesitation, and then the brilliant finish. As a player, if this is coming towards your chest and your head, you're thinking, do I try to get down and head this? Just cool, calm, and steady with that. Redirects it near post.
Alex Morgan, big one for her. Remember, 18 goals last year in 19 games. Now that's 26 in 29. U.S. leads for the second time tonight, but Press has already made an impact since coming in. Here she comes again. Looking to get that one across. She brought some instant energy to this team at a time where they really needed it.
They did need a boost, and it looks as though they shifted in more into 3-4-3, or at least Sonnet's playing a hybrid role, pushing up when they are in attack.
It's funny how this game goes, right? U.S. was playing well. Japan gets equalizing goal. Japan's playing well, taking the game away from the U.S., and the U.S. gets one right back to lead again. Out for a U.S. throw-in. Off that throw in the Heath. Cross for Tierna Davidson. Long ball off the left foot, looking for Morgan. Morgan will get to it against Samashima. Morgan's shot too high. Looking for goal 100.
And it's a feathered ball over the top by Davidson. Good range on that. Alex Morgan bodies off the defender. Samashima gets the shot away.
For more on Alex Morgan, another Alex Curry.
Alex Morgan has been in the zone. When we spoke to her yesterday, she said she feels at peace. She's more present in the moment. She's more focused. She feels confident regardless of what people say because she knows what she brings to the table is important. And she attributes that to meditation and surrounding herself with people who are honest with her, who believe in her, and give her truth that she can trust. But she also said being on a scoring run helps as well.
She did mention that yesterday. Helps the confidence when you're scoring goals. And last year, a goal a game pace. Japan sub Yokoyama. How would you rate her game overall, Ali? She seemed to give the U.S. some fits tonight.
You know, I thought it was spotty, as with a lot of these players. I think they weren't consistent to this point in the match, and she was one of them. Her back-to-goal presence is what she's out there for, and I don't know that they saw it often enough. Perhaps that was service, though.
Here's press. Tending to Lavelle. Ball is out. Japan is not happy with that. 81st minute. U.S. 2. Japan 1. Same score as that first game. Won by England over Brazil. All four teams in the She Believes Cup headed to France in the summer. Knocked away. It's coming back towards Yamane, and that's cleared. 100 days away from the Women's World Cup here on Fox. 24 teams, 52 games, 22 on the Fox Broadcasting Network. And you'll see a lot of these players in action in France this summer. Here's another change for Japan. 19 will make her international debut. June Endo, she's the youngest player on this She Believes roster. And she'll replace Nakajima, who had quite the second half. June Endo was on the 2018 Under-20 Women's World Cup Championship team. First time that Japan won it at that level. So maybe this next cycle is going to be even better for Japan if those under-20s graduate to the senior team.
And that's what Utsugi had told us. It takes 10 years, she believes, to create a world championship caliber team. They might be nearing that 10 years.
Sugita. Let's block, it's coming back. All the way back to Yamane. Hurts in the air. Really got it forward. Morgan. It's just wide.
And as his balls popped up in the air, I'm thinking the U.S. just isn't as aggressive in picking up those second balls as they were in the first half, and Megan Rapinoe proves me wrong. Japan waited on it. She pounces on it. Then it lands to Alex Morgan, who tries to take the half volley.
Kumagai. Shima was calling for it. Shimizu. Japan made 4 changes in the second half. The U.S. has made 2. Hurts. Sonnet. Press for the ball. You know, it's only one game, right? But you can see the importance of Lindsey Horan when she's not out in the field, out with an injury, so is not a part of this She Believes Cup.
They are certainly missing someone dictating in the center of midfield. We just haven't seen Lavelle pick up those pieces. I think Ertz is trying to. Lavelle's been quiet.
It's done. Finding an open Rapinoe. Flag is up. Carly Lloyd is going to be the next sub for the U.S.
And GP, that's a question that I have for you. This U.S. side is playing their direct style, playing in their high press, shifting in out if they can, different formations of system. Is that going to be enough, or do they need to be able to set tempo centrally? Do they need to be able to try to open up their opponent and really get players between the lines in the center of midfield? We just don't see it a ton.
Alex Morgan is going to come out. Carly Lloyd, who grew up down the road in Delaware, New Jersey, went to school at Rutgers. Popular player, returning closer to home. Alex Morgan exits, having scored the go-ahead goal.
She was also incredibly active all night long. Always looking to get in behind that Japanese back line, active in her defending. I think she had a fantastic night.
Lloyd gets the captain's armband from Alex Morgan. Carly comes in. Most goals and most caps among active USA players. Up for Lloyd, dropping it back. Lavelle on the spin move, Carly back on it. The freshest legs in the game now belong to Carly Lloyd as she drops it back for Davidson. Dahlkemper. 86th minute, the whistle is blown. The assistant referee was limping, it looked like. Yeah. Do we have an injured assistant referee?
I never rush to judgments.
Training staff's coming over, so something happened there. It is for her, the assistant referee on that far side. Japan players in a huddle right now, talking things over. U.S. players doing the same. A lot of communication right now. USA will be back in action. We're going to look at this again first. She pulls up.
She was staying with the line at least.
U.S.
Have you
make a change? Yeah.
Have you seen this ever, JP?
I've seen it at a World Cup actually, where I'm trying to remember which one it was. I want to say 2003 or 7, where a referee didn't finish and they made a change. Don't remember an assistant referee. You know, now that I think of it, I think it was the Olympics in Greece. When it's this cold, it's hard to think, right?
Play and run.
I want to see how much stoppage time they put on. This is not good for players, right? Standing around in the freezing cold, knowing that
or the refs. I mean, we can't have another one go down.
Right. I mean, knowing that there are only, what, a few minutes left in the game.
I wonder if their substitution rules are changing, where they go off the field.
I know they don't get 6 subs.
All right, she's staying on.
Well done. Good for her. Well, the scoreboard clock says 89th minute. There had to be a few minutes ticked off there. We'll see how much is added on. If this result holds, though, you'd have USA and England tied for first place in the She Believes Cup standings, and they'll play Saturday in Nashville on the Fox Broadcast Network. The other game will be Japan versus Brazil. U.S. with the ball, comes back, Sonic. Dahlkemper. Looking long for Lloyd, that's cut off. Sugita. Quickly. Asagawa's pass was blocked. Rapinoe still running strong at the end of this game. Dunn. Davidson. Japan will collect it. Alex Morgan goal in the 77th minute for 99th international goal. Right now is the goal of record. Japan on the move. Scored their only goal against the run of play. Can they get another? Asagawa breaking in. Played it across. Off the crossbar and in. Japan have tied it. 2-2. Asagawa started it. He may have finished it. Momiki was in there. See it again.
Well, Hasagawa's moved centrally. They pulled Julie Ertz out of the center of the park, and that's when things can open up for the opponent. And it's Hasagawa who gets in between Crystal Dunn, the center back, and then Momiki's there to finish it off. Good patience by Hasagawa. You think she's going to try to slide that one past Nair, but she opts to find her teammate who's wide open for the tap-in, who actually roofs it unnecessarily.
Again, right against the run of play. Rapinoe now with a throw-in. Told 5 minutes of stoppage time, minimum of 5. Rapinoe, long throw-in into the box, looking for Ertz. Done. Yamane bringing it down. Kumagai. Snapped away. Press. Lloyd's calling for it. Press brings it into a crowded middle. The touch for Rapinoe. She had Lavelle there. Pulled back by Asagawa. Crystal Dunn. Last touch by Japan. Another USA throw-in. Second ball, Momiki. Asagawa. Jerry, she was detained. It comes all the way back to Yamane. A 2-2 game. U.S. has led in this game twice, only to see Japan come back twice. Davidson will collect. Now she'll leave it instead for Nair. And Nair will drive it forward. He was going for it against Endo. Pinged long by Sonic. It'll bounce to Yamane.
And it's been such an interesting match, JP, to watch unfold.
Kumagai gave it away. Tobin Heath recovers, but it was out.
Because as good as the U.S. has been in keeping things compact, their pressure in that first half, you almost wonder if they're tiring a bit, and it's waned in the second, and that's what's allowing Japan to play their way into this match. Nice move by Lavelle.
crowd has been waiting for that much of the night, right? Sounded like it by that reaction. Press for Lloyd. Carly cuts. Fighting. Taken away on that far side. Zhu got it for Lovell. Dahlkemper. In stoppage time. US 2, Japan 2. Open on the right. Sana made the run. 4 runners in the box for the US. Never got to anyone in blue. Heath floats one up. Lloyd looking for it. That's blocked. Third away. Davidson quickly on it for Dunn. Crystal Dunn on the move. That's blocked. And the foul on Dunn. Not a popular call in the Philadelphia area.
Nor on the U.S. bench.
No.
They all jumped up with that one.
Yamani, can't be that much time left. Little bounce free in the circle. Asagawa left it. Sugita couldn't find it. Davidson. Rapinoe tucking it back. Here's Carly Lloyd. Setting it in. Stopped by Yamani. If there was a rebound, Julie Ertz was right there.
Julie Ertz has been trying to get into that final third for the last 2 minutes. Pure strike there by Lloyd, but right at Yamane.
That was the last kick of the game. US 2 and Japan 2. That's the final score. So the U.S., because they only get 1 point here, will be in second place to the She Believes Cup standings. Not in a tie for first with England, but they'll play England on Saturday. Rapinoe and Morgan, the goal scorers for the U.S. Nakajima and Momiki for Japan. For Ali Wagner and Alex Curry, I'm JP Dellacamera. So long, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you Saturday.
Hey, how you doing? Phil, are you guys good with brakes?
We're okay.
Just okay?
We got a saying here. The brakes don't stop it, something will.
That's not a real saying.
It is around here. I wrote it.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G Evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Soccer is an equal opportunity teacher. It welcomes everyone and asks only that you love the game. This year, let's make soccer all about accessibility and inclusion for women, whether they're players, coaches, fans, or officials. One team, undefeatable, one goal. Volkswagen, presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
The U.S. women's national team take on the world's elite and the She Believes Cup.
This is spectacular.
USA versus England, Saturday at 4:30 Eastern on Fox.
Let's be honest. Dealing with your insurance shouldn't be more frustrating than the accident itself. That's why Esurance makes it simple. Just take some pics, go to sleep, wake up, grab a bite, maybe some racquetball, and boom, your money's on the way. So you can get back on the road fast. Well, not that fast. The editor had to make it fit in 30 seconds.
It was pretty tricky, actually.
And tagline. When insurance is simple, it's surprisingly painless.
Not getting enough cash back with that credit card? Turn to the nerds. Want to invest that bonus? Turn to the nerds. Looking for the perfect mortgage? Turn to the nerds. Oops, sorry about that. Hey there, need a travel rewards card? Turn. Auto loan? 2. Want a lower interest rate? The nerds. The experts at NerdWallet make it easy to make smart money moves. Compare credit cards, mortgages, savings accounts, and more at nerdwallet.com.
4 years ago, they conquered the world. Now, they're back.
The United States wins the World Cup. A sharp, sensational finish. It's unbelievable. They will shock the world.
That's the two Big East heavyweights set to meet on the main line. Right now, Marcus Howard and 10th-ranked Marquette are the big shots on campus with a chance at history tonight. But the defending national champs will not go quietly into the February night. On senior night, Phil Booth aims to end a nasty and rare 3-game Villanova slide. We are exactly 2 weeks away from the start of the Big East tournament right here on Fox. Those two appear to be on a collision course for championship night from MSG, but they're going in opposite directions at the moment. Glad you're with us tonight. Rob Stone, Steve Lavin, and Jim Jackson. More on this one in a moment. First, we're going to get you caught up on a pair of big-time games from college hoops. We're going to start with number 2, Virginia, with their 5th straight win today, would leapfrog Carolina into first place in the ACC. DeAndre Hunter and 1.
High percentage finish for the big fella. Of course, let's keep in mind, he was missing last year in that 116 NCAA tournament upset. Determined this year.
There's Ty Jerome in the paint.
Nice footwork. Old school crafty move.
Number 7, tennis through blue shirt. All right, so back to the activity set to come from suburban Philly. Nova Marquette, it's been heavily tilted in Villanova's favor. Marquette's 2 wins, courtesy of a combined 3 points. But remember, they did take this season's earlier meeting, February 9th. Nova was off from 3 in that one, and that's a theme that's going on with them right now. They were 9 of 29. Big East leading scorer Marcus Howard hit him up for 38 in that one. Marquette, they come into this one just roaring right now. They've won 12 of their last 13, including the last 4. According to our bracket expert, Howie Schwab, they are a 3 seed for the tournament. What's impressed you the most about them up to this point?
Well, it's the fact that compared to recent years, this Marquette team has been consistent. In the past, so reliant on 3-point shooting, but the balance of this team allows them to play inside out. They're prudent with their shot selection. As a result, they shoot 41% from the 3-point line. But they're not reliant because they can go inside, play through the Hausers, Theo John, and Sakara Annam right now contributing. Last couple games has been lighting it up, shooting 65% from the field of late and over 13 points a game. So this is just a balanced team. Size, strength, skill, quickness, and the most improved team, Jimmy, defensively in the conference.
And that's what I was going to say right there. On the defensive end, being ranked 3rd in defensive efficiency right now, they play like they play offensively. They trust each other. They rotate over. So now that allows them, even when they start off shooting the basketball maybe that efficiently, the defense allows them to stay in the game. And Sakara Annam, guys that improve over the last 4 games, 13 points a game, 18 points against Providence. This team continues to get better. And the important part, everybody understands their role. And that's why they've gotten better, and they're the team to beat.
The big story, though, is Nova, and another difficult February for them. They've lost 4 of their last 5, including 3 in a row. 54% of their shots come from 3, which means if they're not hitting the 3, they're not winning, and that's what's happening.
Well, the problem is that when they're not shooting 3-point shots with efficiency, it affects their defense. They're giving up in these 3 losses, 37% shooting for the opponent and giving up 74 points. Can't